Islam,
Peace,
Islam, Islam. We are
Islam.
here.
Amazing.
Yep. Six
What a
planets
time.
retrograde. That's what it took to get me back on this thing.
Right? That makes complete sense too.
How so? You're gonna have to elaborate on that.
Like I've been looking at Mercury retrograde through the houses, you know, and like when I see it, when I see transits, I immediately ask about the house, like this retrograde Mercury is going through Gemini, right? Or is that Mars?
No, it's Mars is in Gemini and who is that?
Mm,
Mercury is in Libra, going back
Mercury.
into Virgo, and then it's gonna go through Libra again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So yeah.
yeah, that's what I saw, and that's natal for me. So I don't really trip. Like I was like Mercury retrograde is like a mercurial return for me. It's just dope. It's my fourth house, so I can appreciate Mercury retrograde here.
Yeah, I like it. I'm getting a lot of stuff checked off my list because it's going through my first house and my 12th house, I guess, because you got to look at the Virgo too. So what I guess communicating with the other side in order to find out something I need to know about myself. I don't know. That's gonna be the quick and dirty interpretation. But
Right?
yeah, but yup, we are here. It's 77 days finally done. I know I feel relieved.
Yeah,
You know, I did it though. I made it through. You know, I think
it was dope.
some other boys they like were in and out, but hey, they did something, so I'm not gonna shade them. So yeah. So this the
Yeah,
recap, I guess.
I was mostly uh quiet. I think like initially I was like, I'm gonna make a beat every day. And I was like, I'm gonna make something every day. And I'm like, I'm gonna learn something every day. And I'm like, I do all of this every day. I was trying to find something extra to do every day, but like everything just ended up like uh being like a higher like elevation, like a higher vibration of what I already do. So I
Yep.
was excited.
Yeah, that's what I ended up doing. Like, well, the YouTube thing, I don't know. I don't like being in front of a camera like that. I don't see I give it up to people who can do that like every single day, you know.
Right.
Um, but I will be making videos because apparently people like the videos. Like, of course y'all do, because I guess that's just part of my chart. How it's the opposite, where if everything's flipped, if I don't like it, people tend to like it, and vice versa. You know, if I'm being serious, folks think I'm joking around. You know, that kind of stuff. Um, so it's like, well, speaking of soul, uh, harkening back to the human design thing, right? And waiting to respond, right? And so I'm just like, I'm just glad to be done. I don't have to keep making these posts every single day, you know. Not that I'm complaining because I'm just like, I was telling another more, it's like, I don't care if I'm celebrating a holiday by myself. It's mine, you know, I'm all good, that kind of thing. And
Right.
I know it'll catch on because, of course, last night I was in a temple meeting and the sister was telling me out I'm trying to work my way through the 77 days video. I was like, oh, okay. That's what's up. You know, it's I have questions about sewing. Okay, cool. You know. Um, so since I've been getting a bunch of questions about sewing, I'm going to respond to those as best as I can. Because there's some other stuff I would rather be doing, but it's just like, well, that tends to not go anywhere, at least not in comparison with the stuff that people actually ask me to do. Right.
Mm.
So
Wow.
yeah, but to what you said, you were just I guess elevating or cultivating something you were already doing. Same here. So I guess that's why the YouTube didn't exactly. I mean, it worked. I mean, dang, I picked up like 120 subscribers over this period. That's pretty cool, you know.
Yeah, that's major.
And then yeah, I'm happy. And then the guitar thing. I think I could have gotten into it more if this sewing hadn't just taken over, that kind of thing. And I already kind of sort of a little bit knew how to sew. It was one of those things where it was just in the background everywhere I went in my childhood. So it was just like, even though I can't tell you what this is, I know how to use it and I know how to do X, Y, and Z with it, you know. And it's kind of dope. It's taken off. I'm really enjoying it because it's so much faster than knitting or crochet. And now, again, to back to the, not to give too much away, the temple meeting I was in last night, sewing kept coming up, right? And I'm like, that's perfect because we're gonna need to be able to handle the big three: food, clothing, shelter, right? So why not do the clothing, the food thing? That's always gonna be handled. The shelter thing, that's always gonna be handled, just because they have to. And yes, clothing that has to be handled too. But rather than waiting for civilization to fall, why not take it upon ourselves to purposely do something while we have the chance to do it the way we want to, rather than the way we have to because we now in an emergency situation. Instead of like, oh snap, the economy collapsed, find all of the scraps and the rags and let's figure something out. No, right
Right.
now we have a chance to actually like decide what we want to do, what we want to wear, how we want to do it. And you know what's gonna happen eventually? It's gonna catch on just because of it's us doing it, that kind of thing. You know, even if like
Yeah.
I'm gonna use Kanye West as a perfect example, right? He sells slave gear. That's what that stuff is, you know. It's shoes that don't fit and clothes that's like worn out, got holes in them, ripped, and they don't fit. It looks like you are a slave who they just gave whatever was not being used by the master anymore. And how much is he
Hmm.
selling those shirts for? They're torn up. I swear he going to like the Goodwill and getting that stuff for real, and turning around and selling it for like $1,000 because it's him, right? And I really do think our people, each one individually, has the capacity to do that. You know, what is it that you really love to do that, you know, you find yourself putting other stuff aside to do this? Mine has turned out to be sewing. So,
Hmm.
and yeah, the 77 days gave me an excuse to work on it every single day. You know, I couldn't get out of it. So, yep, I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to the next one in 1 year.
That's dope.
Gives me time to recover for real.
Yeah, those challenges be wild like that. I did like three like back to back, like 40 days of abundance, 21 days of grounding, 40 days of self love. It was a lot.
You did them back to back?
Back to back to back.
Nah.
Probably like a week in
Yeah, that's
between.
hardcore.
Yeah, it was wild. It
Yeah,
was
this,
wild.
I don't know. 77 days. I like the concept, but now that I've done it twice, I'm just like, I don't know if 77 days is necessary. It's a long time. It
It
really
is.
is. It's like it's 2.5 months. You know, I'm trying to I'm trying to think like what other observance spans that amount of time, you know? Because I think
Yeah,
the longest holiday I can really think of might be Ramadan, and that's only 1 month, you know?
yeah.
This was 2.5 months. But I guess it's like, well, not for the faint of heart. And I feel cultivated, if that's a good word to put it. Because I'm like, I picked something to work on and I worked on it. Did something, some kind of gesture every single day for 77 days. So like, okay, I made a pair of pants. I'm not doing that like straight. I'm not making a pair of pants again, you know, right after I finish this one. Let me make a t-shirt, you know? And then that I just made a t-shirt. I'm like, I just want something to go with my pants, and I don't feel like looking for something because that's gonna take longer than just making something. So let me just hop down to Michael's and pick out a t-shirt. Actually, I think I went to Walmart and got a t-shirt, a blank t-shirt, and I put Cujo's album cover on it because I've been asking him for that t-shirt for like 10 years. It's like, forget it, I just do it myself, you know. And now I
Right.
finally, and it's like, of course, I have the reason I need a shirt to go with my pants. I have an amazing printer, right? And I have a what is that? A cutting machine to help me cut it out. And I have the press to do it. So, and then showed that on one of these, like, yeah, look what else this counts as sewing, you know, it's still apparel or whatever. Um
Hmm.
and now Sheldon, um brother Sheldon L, the one who came up with the idea of the 77 days, he saw the t-shirts that I made for Ill River and was like, hey, I got some designs you can do. Okay, so this me just trying to cultivate myself is like about to turn into like a revenue source. All right.
Right.
And then the temple, Soul Temple, they trying to do the same thing. Like, yeah, we're gonna get some patterns together. I'm like, oh, so y'all just gonna take this and run. That's what's up, you know. So yeah, I'm excited because we need. I'm
Yes.
tired of wearing pants and the dresses ain't working, and I'm digging the met. I wear this one pair of Searwall so much, they're starting to become see through. So I got to make some new pants for real, and I got a Searwall pattern. So yup, and I got a printer. So it's like I think that's what came up last night. They were talking about how we can get the patterns together and then send them out to members of the temple and they can make their own clothes. And if you're like me, you get obsessed with it and can't stop. Make too many clothes and send them to the temple. They'll buy them from you. There's a revenue stream. And then they
Yeah.
resell them so that they can make a profit to fund the temple.
Yeah.
So there you go. So buy the pattern, or you can either buy the clothes from us or buy the pattern from us, make your own clothes, and then make some extra to sell back to us. I'm like, okay, all of this from 77 days. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm glad I stuck with it. And all of it, all this, the rewards, they all showed up like at the end where people like, yeah, I'm paying attention. I want to do it. I want to blah, blah, blah. And here's some business opportunities, that kind of thing. So yeah, I'm glad. It's a long time, 2.5 months, but I'm so glad that I stuck with it.
Yeah.
So yep.
I just saw this clip the other day. I don't really mess with the dude that said it, but like, I mean, it's not his quote, but he said like, whenever you have a hard time staying motivated, that consistency could help get you through times of being like unmotivated. And I found that like to be true by just being consistent with things, doing stuff sometimes even when I don't want to do it. That
Yep.
like it helps me get to the other side, and then I actually want to do it again. So I could absolutely see like, like 77 days. It is a long time. Like what, like 13 short of 90. But
Man,
like,
I'm happy that it's over. I'm glad I
yeah,
made it, but I'm even more glad that it's over. That kind of
right,
thing. Because it's just like the pressure is off. I don't have to post anything today. That's cool.
yeah,
I'm sitting here sewing right now, you know, because I made a dress. It took me, I swear, it took me all of 2 hours to make this thing, and posting it online. I want one. Yeah, okay. Here's the pattern. No, I
wow,
want you to make it. Okay. No problem. I can do
wow,
that, you know. And I'm like, man, because there used to be a sister on Facebook, and she was making everybody's garb. She was in Atlanta somewhere, and she was going to like the Hindu shops getting what was it? Because I ordered a outfit for a grand sheik out there as a gift because he was getting his temple was being set up. So they were in where were they? Augusta. And the temple in Atlanta was like, we about to come and give you your charter so you can be legit, quote unquote. Which is like, I don't know if we even need that or you need that because they called you. But anyway, um, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make sure you look good. I wasn't even there. I'm just like, I just think you should look good. So I bought him or commissioned him a suit. First of all, she didn't charge me. I think maybe $100 and something. It wasn't even that much. And she was like, yeah, I'm at the store picking out the fabric. Do you want to see it? Sure. This chick, I'm looking at the sign, like, does that say wedding fabric? Why is everything in like Urdu? And she was in a Hindu shop picking out sari fabric to make Moorish clothing. And I swear she had that thing to him within a week. And it was, I still had the pictures of it. It was unreal what she made this man. And I'm just like, it can't be that hard because you made it within a week. From when I ordered it, it was in his hand within a week, you know. And she was just cranking. I wish I could remember her name, but I just say that to say I'm encouraging everybody to start sewing, even if you don't have a sewing machine. There are tutorials online because I'm gonna be reposting this on Facebook or YouTube with graphics and all that stuff if I can. That show you how to hand sew. Because once upon a time there was no such thing as sewing machines, you know. So, which is, I guess, another reason why I even did this. Because I'm like, well, the online thing is great now. What if the power goes out? What am I going to do? I know how to work a needle and a thread. So at least we won't be naked, you know. Maybe I can make some money off of it, that kind of thing. For real. But I'm encouraging our people to do it because the pair of pants I made, it's just like a pair of straight leg pants, right? Like barrel legs and a pair of patch pockets. No big deal. And an elastic waist. Nothing special. But when I put them on, it's like, okay, yes, this is a peanut butter sandwich, but it still tastes better than McDonald's. Just because I made it myself, you know?
Absolutely.
So, and now I'm walking around like, oh, look at this. People always complimenting my bike. I can now make outfits to coordinate with my dang bike. Why not? And I don't have to go looking for nothing, right? Um, I can either, if I want to, if I just have to, I can look for a pattern. But our people are so unbelievably creative. It's like if you're good at one thing, I dare you to try something else and see if you are just as good at that. I'm gonna use Beyonce as a great example. Um, I don't think she's an anomaly. I really don't. That's not to take away from her talent. She's unbelievably talented. But I'm just saying the fact that she started out as a singer and a dancer, and then she started acting. And I'm just like, I don't know which one I like you better as, because she's an amazing actor. Her and Austin Powers, she should have gotten an Oscar for that role. She really should have, right? Um, and then she makes clothes too. I mean, I wouldn't wear that, but you're making stuff that accentuates you. You're doing it. Was your mom, but now it's you. Why did you even try that? Just because I'm like, why did you even try that? You know, you had somebody doing it for you. She probably just took a chance. Let me just try this out, and it worked. And now she got that too, right? So I'm just saying, man, let's do this sewing thing, you know. And then it's a way to reestablish our culture. It'll make it more solid when we show up at places, right? I'm tired of seeing wars when they showing. I get it when you go into like court and city hall, not court, maybe city hall. But if we're going to the UN, that's my mindset. We're preparing ourselves to deal with the other nations. I'm not showing up in a three-piece suit. I don't think a brother should show up in a three-piece suit. I really don't. All right,
Right.
for real. Or if you have to, make it three pieces that were designed and made by your own people, right? I want to see that. Plus, what do Moorish clothes even look like, right? It's been about what, 400 years since that was a thing. So, and we kind of sort of a little bit doing it right now anyway with the sagging. If you look at how brothers sag and you look at how the Moors were dressed in those portraits, they were just wearing robes, right? Robes and sashes. Everything was just draped and tied. And it's just like, well, look at brothers. They wear a fresh, clean t-shirt that's way too big and a pair of blue jeans that are way too big, right? That shirt was a little longer. I wouldn't be able to see the pants. It would almost look like you had on a thobe, the long robes that they wear in Arabia now.
I love the thobes. That's something that I got hip to in the 77 days, and that was something that I was inspired to start sewing. I haven't sewn one yet
Yep.
because you know how I get. Like, I remember I told you, if I want to do it now I just been like looking for like the perfect linen,
Nope.
cotton.
That's your mistake. Don't do that.
I know.
Go to Walmart.
I
And
know.
I'm gonna post some pictures of it on this. Now I am going to post this to YouTube. Go to Walmart and get a roll of three yards of unknown remnant for $4. You won't
Right.
mind wasting that. That's
Right.
what those orange pants came from. I'm like, I don't know what this is. It's just, but it's $4 worth of fabric. If I mess it up, it's $4 worth of fabric, right? And if I get it right, here go my prototype. And now I've done it once because every time you do it better the next time, right? So now that's like the biggest hurdle I came against. Like, do I want to cut this? I don't want to cut this. So I went and bought some cheap fabric, right? And so what if I have to remake it? I've made it once. I know how to do it, so it's gonna go way faster. I've made all the mistakes on this cheap fabric, right? And you might mess around and do it right, and turns out, yeah, this fabric was $4, but it says unknown. I don't know what this is, but dang, it's wearing very, very well. I'm going to
Right.
be
It's
wearing
actually
this
kind of
again.
nice.
Huh?
I was agreeing. Yeah.
Yup. So yeah, I got me some I guess some Halloween pants. Oops, I'm sure wearing these ones. They are very comfortable. And I will be making another pair. You know, Maybe I'll
Absolutely.
get you on a
That's
video
wisdom
because the
for
pattern
sure.
was like, this is confusing. I know how to read patterns, right? I grew up with this stuff, and it's like, dang, I can't imagine not, starting from jump. So, hey, y'all want to make a pair? You want to watch me make a pair of pants? You know, Instead of just trying to open this thing up and figure it out, because these instructions are just like, wow. And these are some Australian pants on top of that. So I need
Hmm.
to show you how you need to adjust it, because there's a big gut and no butt. So yeah, you got to adjust it.
That's
So yeah.
funny.
I don't think it's
Wow.
funny. It's like, see, this is why we need to make our own clothes. Go home and make you something that's straight up tailored.
I've been looking at cloak patterns.
That's what's up.
It's just like a few things that I want to make. So I'm probably wearing the same stuff all the time. I dress like, real simple like that still now. So I don't wear a lot of different stuff.
Me neither. But I think it's just because I can't find what I like. But I like what I have. So I just wear that all the time. you know? But yeah, maybe we need to like I'm gonna bring up the meeting again. Make a list of 5 items that you would just want to rotate. Of course,
Mm.
thobe got to be on there, right? Or a cardigan for the sisters. What? Sear walls for both sexes. Skirts for the women. Maybe some trousers for the men, and then tunics, right? Like with the what is that? The high neck tunics. I know there's a name for it. I think some people call them the Chinese neckline, where it's no collar.
Mm. Right, right.
It's just standing up, that kind of thing. And then the one without the collar. So that's 5 pieces right there, right? So yep. And then you just repeat that with different fabrics and different patterns.
Yeah,
Trying to work up my bravery and make these dang sear walls. Actually, there's a pattern on the Soul Temple website where she walks you through how to like take your measurements and just write the pattern out on a piece of paper at home. Like, yeah, I guess you would have to do that if you like live in some village in the middle of nowhere in India.
that's major. 'Cause that's literally why I haven't sewn anything yet. Like, I've been on Mood and all these other websites looking at like nice material.
Which is
Yeah,
fine. You can collect that stuff. Go right ahead. Just wait until you're ready to use it, you know,
right,
for real. Because
right,
I think who
absolutely.
does that? Hindus do that, and I think I want to say Nigeria, where they just collect cloths, right? Especially in the Hindu women, they like that's part of their dowry. Their
Mm.
mother starts collecting fabric for them and putting it in a trunk the day they're born, if they can afford it. You know, like, oh, this is, and I've met so many Africans like, oh, this is pretty. What you gonna do with it? I don't know. It's just nice fabric. Okay. I'll do something with it one day. I just know I'm gonna get this, right?
Wow.
But yeah, for your test stuff, they actually have muslin. That stuff is amazing. You know, you can make, I would wear it, you know, like it's like linen, right? But you're supposed to use that to test out your patterns, right? Um it's like throwaway fabric, right?
Right.
And you can actually use it to make your patterns. So instead of penny, like once you get one, like, oh, I know I'm gonna be making a ton of these sear walls just like this, just different textures, just different patterns. So I'm gonna take the paper pattern that I tried, tested, and know I love, and I'm gonna trace it onto a piece of muslin. So then instead of pinning paper to my fabric, I'm going to be pinning fabric to my fabric, which makes it a lot easier. And that's another thing I suggest. If you're going to use a pattern, don't use the paper. Don't, if you buy a pattern, trace it out on a nicer piece of paper, because otherwise you're only going to get to use it once,
Hmm.
because it's like it's thinner than like bathroom tissue. It's really messed
Wow.
up. Yeah, they messed up, and then it's like $15, which I can understand paying $15 for a pattern I'm gonna use maybe 5, 6 times. I get that, but no, this stuff is made to be used once. You know,
Wow.
almost like spider webs or something. Have you ever seen it? It's horrible. You know,
Nah, I
yeah, it's
I
pretty ugly.
haven't like I've been the patterns that I've been finding online just been like PDFs and like
Okay,
I
yeah, I want to
haven't
try
I
one of
haven't
those.
bought any like I've seen them a few times in like a few thrift shops around here that I've been to, but I haven't really touched them like
Yeah, don't touch them, because they
that.
tear. They tear upon. It's like, why did y'all? Why?
Yeah,
Whose
they look
idea was this? You know.
really they look really delicate for sure.
Yeah, it's tissue paper. It's not even like bathroom paper. So
Wow.
yeah. But yeah, you just trace it out on another sheet of paper, and then maybe then you get maybe 2 or 3 uses out of it. And that's the thing. I mean, I do suggest using those patterns, because I don't know about the, I'm gonna have to try out the printable ones. That looks interesting, because it's like, how does that work? Because patterns are pretty wide, you know.
Yeah, so far like I printed out a mass one to make this these 3D face masks and it was like make sure that it's on 100% and like you gotta make sure the printer doesn't resize it to fit the paper and
Okay.
then you put you tape the paper together and
Okay.
then and
Yeah,
then it
skip
comes
all that.
out. Hmm.
I'm not saying I wouldn't do that if it's a single sheet, and it sounds like you're saying you, they I know printers can print out an image in a poster size, right? And it
Hmm.
comes out as different sheets that you got to tape together.
Hmm.
But yeah, remember the printer I just mentioned? It's like, nah, that mug is wide format.
Yeah,
I wonder if I can print it out as one sheet of paper.
yeah,
Oh, and then just send it out to folks, you know.
that is
I gotta see this.
interesting.
I gotta see what's up with that.
That is very interesting. I'm mad I didn't even try that on my printer. I didn't even think to do that.
What, the poster thing?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Cause I have I don't know if it's considered wide format. It prints. 14 by 17, I think, is the
Yeah, that's
biggest.
wide format. That's yes.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I didn't think to try it on that one. I did it on a
yeah.
like HP office printer. Taping paper together, all silly.
It's like, nah, I'd rather save like paper and that time and just go get a what is that? A tabloid? Yeah, that's the paper size. Tabloid roll. Because the one I got is like I can feed paper from the back. Like, yeah, I think I might be able
Yeah,
to make this do something, you know. Finally get some revenue out of it. So
that's
what's been up with
major,
you, Sarush? It's
man.
been like what, a year?
I was saying that like I've been going through the chats, the different conversations we had on here, just looking at the dates, and like I and I was just like, we're manifesting generators, man. I've been studying human design and gene keys, like my way of studying, like listening and observing and like just being like putting myself in the midst of people and just listening and observing and learning and really like soaking in, like, I suppose the 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 intricacies of the gates and the channels. It's kind of like we kind of gotta like be around other people that are familiar and can like relate things that are happening to something exact. Like they have like these like the not self themes of the defined or undefined centers and things like that. Like, you know what does our body feel like, if there is even a correlation, like a physical correlation to something that we can identify through a open channel, gate, or center. It's
Okay.
just so wild, like the way it's like it's like to study. It's like real world study. I don't know how to
Right.
put it, like
Nah, I
on
get you. It's made
on
that made sense.
yeah, like studying on the job, like on job training.
Yeah.
And it's just like I'm like, man, I was
It sounds like
reading.
anatomy class. That was
Yeah.
like I was a nursing major. I couldn't stand. I had to get out because of the blood part,
Hmm.
but I loved the anatomy part because I was walking around with my own study guide,
Hmm.
right? So I see what you're saying. It's like being around people, you get to examine all the gates that are there and ones that aren't too. If I'm
Hmm.
understanding correctly.
Yep. Yep. And like, when we talk about like how, it's not could be, but will be and is being used for team building and family planning and all these different things, navigating, it's like, wow, like to witness a person uh get into there, like me last week. There was a conversation. This guy comes into the space. He's being tormented by his own subconscious that he domesticated these ducks, and now it's getting cold and he doesn't know what he should do. And I'm like, pressure centers are
You
going
see, that's
off.
why I love guys. They always think about it afterwards. Like, oh, wait, they think about the consequences later. Like, what? he got? Are you for real?
Right. This is
He has
100%.
some ducks and he don't know what to do with them. I
He's
love
like,
it.
I mean, I don't know, like, if I made the right choice, I if I contemplated we're supposed to wait 28 days before we make decisions, but I didn't do that. And now, it's been a while, and I have them locked behind this electric gate. And I'm just like, bro, like, you are
Just
squeezing
let
my
them go.
pressure centers, bro. Like, my pressure centers are going off right now. And they're like, Sarush, what's up? And I'm like, I am just feeling the need to answer a question that has nothing to do with me. I just want to give this man an answer that will be able to, like, bring us all some comfort in this moment right now, which is another pressure of mine. You know, it is just like the awareness that, like, wow, when I can feel this happening in my body right now, and I know that it's pressure, and I know that it's the pressure to answer this question so that we could all be more chill, because his story is bringing up these pressures in me. And I'm just like, yo. So they're like, Sarush, like, how do you feel about this? Like, and I'm just like, yo, like,
Since
pressure
you
centers,
asked.
bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, nature. I'm like, they're ducks, bro. Ducks fly south in nature. And he's like, well, he tried to get, like, so it's like smart guy. Like,
Here we go.
well, they're domesticated ducks, so no, they won't fly south. And because of the environment, I'm like, I'm not gonna, like, go there, with him. Like, yeah, they won't fly south because they're domesticated, something that they didn't ask for. So, like, when you uh, made the decision to accept this, now dependent animal, you basically move them into your house. So if you feel
Right.
like they're
That's
too
what I'm
cold
about to
outside,
say. I
let
guess
them
you
in.
got some roommates.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
You
it's
can't
like,
leave them outside or you going to hell. I mean, what?
and no, and I'm not gonna feel bad about that, and I don't even feel bad about bringing you the news today, bro. I'm sorry, but I don't feel bad. I'm sorry, and I'm not even sorry, and that's
He
another.
knew that's what he had to do. He just needed somebody that was gonna be brave enough to say it.
I
You
mean,
know.
or
I know
not
that feeling. Like, oh,
coddle,
should I say something? Yes, you should. That's
right?
supposedly that's Jupiter giving you the opportunity to expand something,
Mm,
right? Don't miss. You gonna miss out on an opportunity from Jupiter? I wouldn't.
right,
You know.
right.
So how did that turn out for you? How did it
I
turn? Well,
mean,
I don't care about him
I
because he.
felt better. I mean, at the end of it, like, pressure released, you know what I'm saying? Awareness, thank you, gratitude, you know what I'm saying? That I now know, I could remove myself from environments like that. When I start to feel my body, when I feel myself changing due to something outside of me, and in this sense, I'm on an app. I could just throw. I mean, I could throw my phone. I could turn it off. I could switch. I could turn. You know what I mean? There's so many things that I can do for myself, me personally. Like, I can take control and admit, like, yo, I'm getting a little bit sideways in here. So peace, y'all. I'm out, and bounce. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to be a part of this conversation anymore. It's wild. You know what I mean? But
I'm
I
glad
I
you said something because
me
I
too.
don't know about you, but if that had been me, I know I would have been just be. I mean, it might have be the Libra thing, how nobody puts pressure on themselves like Libras do.
Hmm.
Um, oh, I wish I could have said. I should have said. I should. But
Right.
man, I think you took the better route and said something.
Yeah.
For real, if you feeling pushed, you know,
Yeah. That's
and that
that
pressure
is
just
it.
gonna stay there until you release it the correct way. And running away from it, I don't think that's the correct way.
Right. Right. Even if it feels graceful or like merciful,
Yeah.
because, like, sometimes, like, I'll be like that, like, in real life. oh my goodness, like I gotta say something. Like, wow. And I'm like, I be affirming that sometimes. And it's like, manifesting generator. You know what I'm saying? Define throat. Like, I use my voice for others, for myself and others. There's some affirmation I was saying, like, I was like, you mean, like, it's that real though. Like, I will speak for the ducks today.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
There you go. Oh man, I hope you don't eat them.
It's crazy because that's what he was saying about the
Oh,
domestication of them was the eggs. He was talking about the eggs.
okay.
It's just like so weird, man. Duck
Yeah,
eggs.
that
Like
is kind of
what, man?
strange.
Like what? I mean, people
You'll
people
be glad.
eat,
I want some ducks. You should be grateful that you have some ducks. Treat them well.
you know?
You know.
Like mallards are beautiful. Like I think ducks are awesome.
I think they're cool. It can't be that hard to keep them in the house. They're birds, you know.
You know?
Get them a, especially. I mean, I'm guessing you got a house. If you got a room for ducks, you know,
Like get them a
but get
room.
them a pool. Call it a day. Throw 'em some corn, or keep feeding them whatever you been feeding them. Just do it in the house. But whatever. I don't want to. I don't want to get into his stuff. His duck dilemma. You know. Like
Like
nope, nope, nope. I'm gonna keep it classy and lofty. You know.
right.
I wish the ducks well though.
So I'm like, chickens, man. Chickens be outside. You know, they got chicken houses.
Yep. So
You
what
know,
do you do with ducks in the winter? That's a good question.
I wouldn't know.
I don't know.
I
Cause that's a
mean,
good point. Chickens they have their what coops.
you know,
I
people be
guess they
putting
stay out there in the
heaters in
winter,
them.
or do they put them in the barn? Yeah, that's what they do. They put them in the barn. They
Yeah,
don't stay outside. Everybody just stay in the barn all winter.
the hay be warm.
Yep. And then everybody's in there. The cows, the horses, you know,
Yeah,
and
Charlotte's
everybody
Web
just stay.
style.
Oh, yep. Take it back. Old school. But
That's
yep.
wild though. But yeah, I was me personally. It's interesting because this year I feel like I developed a closer relationship with the birds that come naturally, and I had like last year when I got here, I noticed all these birds: cardinal, blue jays, woodpeckers, crows, and I wondered like, will I be in the same spot next year? Then it came time and I was looking at other spots, but then like they say like spirit animals and stuff like that. I was studying over last winter, shamanism a little bit and like how the earth communicates with us. And I was like, I was chilling and like, all the cardinals came back and they got even closer and like they built a nest like right over my window and I was just like tripping every day looking out the window like listening to these cardinals singing every day, then like the blue jay, and then I see how the birds come in their seasons, like when the temperatures change the birds come like one at a time, and then like at a point then like all the birds are here. We call it like the bird UN, like the bird United Nations, because they're all chirping different bird chirps, and I wondered if they could even understand each other. And then you know, seasons change. It starts getting cooler at night. The birds start getting quieter in the daytime when the sun's coming up almost an hour later, and I like shed a tear, like I cried, and I was like, man, like the birds are gone. All the birds are flying south. That is so dope. And I was just like, if I'm here next year, I'll see them again. That's nature. Like, wow. nature is so deep. And then I hear this guy talking about domesticating some ducks, and he don't know if he should let them in the house. I'm like, let them fly south, and he's like, they can't because I domesticated them, and I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, I just felt like that was just like like the hugest violation. You know, I just felt like the duck's been violated. Like, yeah,
That's pretty messed up.
yeah, like,
I'm gonna put you in this situation, and now I don't know what to do with you.
and now I don't even know what to
But
do.
oh my God. Yeah, that's pretty irresponsible. It's
Mm.
pretty selfish too. I didn't even think about it. Wow.
It was just, I was just like, man,
I
like,
feel
I
bad for
just feel
those
like a
ducks.
crime to me. Like,
It
I don't know,
does.
feels like a crime.
Yeah, let me not say something messed up. Nah, for real. So another scenario that mirrors this is coming to mind. You
Mm.
know,
Yeah.
so that
Yes.
involves our people. So yeah.
Yes. Yes. And it
Yeah,
was wild.
man, I don't know if I want to get started on
That's
that.
very, very,
Because
very true.
I went off earlier today on a certain group of people, but it was just it was just only two other people in the room, so it was like, all right,
Right on.
this is available for public consumption, and I
Right,
might
right,
have a
right.
reputation I need, intact
Abs-
someday.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But yeah, I'm a bigot. I'll admit it. I'm proud of it too. I think the Moors need a bigot, for real.
It's
In fact, I think that's my next thing. Um, since I'm moving off of this and the pressure's off the 77 days, I want to do a colonial indictment,
hmm.
right? Just go state by state and point out all the atrocities committed by these colonists, right?
Wow.
Using their stuff because they bragged about all of it. Remember, they were
Right.
sending out postcards of cooking us and eating us, you know? So, yeah, I have a history degree. So I'm accredited. I know how to do my research. And I need to, I have a lot of anger in me. And I'm like, maybe this will help.
It,
I have Mars in Aries, Venus in Aries. Come on now. I have a lot of anger in me. So I'm a direct it to a someone I think is deserving, a
it
collective. So yeah.
worthy.
Yep, they definitely earned it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
wild. I it's like it's the same like motivation that I had like about like the land, you know. It's like all the same thing to me. And I don't know, like astrologically, I think over the years so far that like the node has been in Taurus. Like I remember last winter, like, oh, the node's going to the Taurus, da 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 da. Like, but like it has really turned up. Like seeing like how like the North Node being in Taurus is there, but like the South Node being in Scorpio is also there too.
Isn't it? Isn't that it's dope? I'm loving that South Node. And it's like that is like the perfect place for the South Node. It really is. It's like a big old
Right?
flush. I love it.
Right?
All the trash is getting taken out. And it's like it's like on display, you know? It's like, here
Uncover,
you go.
like bring it to the light. Like
Man.
everything that has been hidden has to come to the light in order to move forward. And it was wild because like I remember, like because I was like, yo, like it should be fun. like
It's
like
been
this
hey,
should
I've been enjoying it. Shoot.
right?
I've
It
been
should
laughing
be
my butt
fun,
off.
you know what I'm saying?
Look at them
like,
shooting themselves in the foot repeatedly. Because, I mean, we ain't got nothing to do with this stuff. Everything is, everything's going to hell. For y'all,
right. Like
it's like
who
when you're at the
who
bottom,
is
where else
we?
is there to go? You know? I'm just looking at what just happened to the Moors. It's just like, we ain't got nothing to do with none of this. Right? All y'all doing, when they say the Bible says something about all nations, or I think it's the Quran, all nations will be done away with. only one will be left. And it's like, yeah, only one should be left because only one hasn't been like on some straight up like a, oh,
Yeah.
it's like ever since the Moors stopped running stuff, look what happens when we not in charge, right?
Yeah.
Boy, man.
I'm I'm just like here for it. And it's interesting listening to the people who speak from the Vedic perspective. You know, it's like if like the last thing, I don't know why I feel like they were saying the Vedic nodes were in like Gemini and something else or something. I don't
Yeah,
remember.
because according to them, they look at the actual sky.
Hmm.
Tropical is calculations,
Hmm.
right? But ours is tied to the seasons, and it works, right?
Hmm.
Because theirs is like tied to the constellations and fixed stars, and
Hmm.
then ours is tied to how the Earth is positioned on the like galactic ecliptic. It's and it shifts because the Earth wobbles, and it's like so. The one we use is actually based. It's like, well, yeah, I know when I look up, it looks like one thing, but the one we use is accounting for the bend in the light because of how we're positioned right now in this
Right.
epoch, right?
Right.
So yes, I get what they're saying, and according to them, we're in Gemini and Sagittarius right now. Like, yeah, I
Yeah.
get that, but hey, that's what works for y'all for whatever reason. I'm gonna go with what my people left, and we use this. We use tropical because it's based on the seasons, and it's pretty accurate, right?
Right.
Because unfortunately, I get what they said. It's like, well, it doesn't make sense that there's about to be a new moon at the end of the month. But that don't have nothing to do with the astrology. That has to do with the calendar, you know.
Right.
For real.
Right.
We just need to fix the calendar and it'll be straight. And then
Right.
it'll make sense, you know. Because we're about to go into Libra on this new moon next week.
Hmm.
But according to this calendar, it's tonight.
Right.
So yeah. So it's the
So.
calendar, it's not the system. I like our calculations. And then especially for no other reason, it's like, well, this monstrosity called the United States was set up using this system. So if I want to see when and how it ends, I need to use this system. I can't use Vedic, you know, because
Right.
if I use Vedic, it doesn't make any sense at all, you know. So yeah.
That I don't. I mean, it's interesting because I was just looking at it, and I don't do it often. Like on the surface level, the nodes being in Gemini and Sagittarius is kind of like it kind of makes a little bit of sense too. Like they both make sense to me because like we are uncovering things, but we're using communications and our voices to do it. And then like some people have found that like they they don't even want to risk like using their real names and stuff like that online while they do it, so they pick up other personalities to do it, which I'm like is kind of like Gemini. And I'm like, then like the Sagittarius like is a fire sign, so like I'm wondering if like that has anything to do with like you know Russia or uh just like fire in general, like just the heat, in general, like
Well,
could be surface.
The South Node gonna be in a fire sign, right? So
Mm,
no heat. Is somebody gonna have that problem in a minute?
right,
I mean, not to laugh at their issues, but hey, they did it to themselves. So,
right. And
like,
I'm like,
yeah, the United States, you're trash. You're trash. The ones you kicked out, and that's why you're seen as cultured now because you sent your garbage over here. They're now telling you, I can't believe this. Stop buying gas from Russia, which was about to get cheaper because now you don't have one pipeline for cheap gas. You're about to have two. Don't do it. Shut both of them down. We'll cover you by shipping you gas across the ocean instead of just underground, right? We're going to ship you gas across the ocean, which is going to cost a fortune. Y'all going to pay it because it's going to be cold. And then at the same time, that lowers what we have available to sell in the United States, so we can raise their prices too. It's like y'all tripping.
That's
Y'all, I
wild.
mean, it's like, nope, this is why Cash App exists, because PayPal got out of pocket. I'm just saying. Like, y'all must be, what's wrong with y'all? It's like, that's why children's safety stuff comes with a warning that says, be prepared, your child will figure out how to get around this because they're humans. That doesn't stop ever. So, okay, this gas is too expensive. Guess what? I guess you don't want to be in business because we just gonna find another way. You know, it just don't make no sense. Like, what? You're doing this. You're about to be cold or paying, what did they say, 4 times the amount of for your what you paid last year to be warm,
Mm.
because the United States, a fake country, is telling y'all to do this. And now they've had enough of you killing their soldiers, so they about to like change their constitution so they can draft soldiers to avoid dropping a nuke on all of y'all. I'm just like, this is crazy.
Wow.
You know, this is crazy. They're attacking it. It's like the Crusades are over, right? Because that's why Europe stopped fighting in the first place. Because I think the Pope said, turn your swords from each other and towards Jerusalem, which basically meant turn your swords from Europe and towards anybody else. And they
Mm.
had peace all that time, while, like, during colonialism, they were so busy killing all the foreigners that they were at peace with each other, pretty much, right? But now that's over, so they're attacking themselves again because nobody's going to take their crap anymore, you know.
That's very interesting.
Hmm.
Wow.
So I
Feel
heard
like
you about to join the temple, Sarush.
I joined the temple.
Oh, you already did it.
I
Oh, that's what's up. Congratulations.
I'm so grateful. I'm grateful. I am.
That's what's up.
I,
Islam.
the way Islam, absolutely, the way it happened, where I was I was reading something off of RV Bey. Let me see. I was reading and I was like, huh, this is really, this is really it right here. I was like, this is it right here. The structure, it was like the structure of, let me see. It's like 5 pages or something like that. I was reading it and I said, huh. I said, it had like a line that was like Business League, Sisters Auxiliary, and then there was another thing like community development or something. And then I was like, and then it had like the next thing down, like the structure of the nation, of the temple, of, you know what I mean? Like how we are to organize ourselves. And I was like, I'm feeling like that the way what I'm seeing, what I'm observing right now, that's what's happening there. And I was like, and then you messaged me, boom. And I was like, oh, that's it. Like I had just said it. When I said that I had just said it, I like literally I just said it. And then you messaged me and I was like, that's it. I was like, that is it.
I
You
don't
know.
even know why I reached out to you. Like, I don't know. Let me just see if he's interested.
I was talking about it like in that moment.
That's crazy.
Yep. And you know, the way everything just been happening, you know, just like boom, 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 boom. You know, I had them like, oh, yeah. I went to a Unity meeting on Monday. And I didn't even peep, like I didn't have like I wasn't signed in on my other phone, so it didn't look like I'd be on Zoom or whatever. So I was like, oh, I probably look kind of crazy, you know what I mean? Wow, so I'm gonna reach out again, you know, got into the chat and reached out. It was just like, yeah, like Tuesday, I'm like, oh, Mars, Mars, Mars. It was like Tuesday was all Mars energy for me. So I was just like, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I want to do that. Whoop, like that. Wednesday. Oh, okay. Thanks. I had everything back to them. Um, I rapped with the GS today. That was pretty solid, pretty dope conversation we had. And I was like, he was just like, yeah, like I mean, it's like you was good as soon as we got everything we needed back from you, but you know what I'm saying? Like I was like, you know what I'm saying, gratitude, you know what I mean? Like you're just like, yeah, it's like I mean, so I said saying today's like Thursday, it's like Jupiter expansion, and I'm like tomorrow is Venus, you know, holy day. It's just like, you know, I think they have the holy day meeting. It's like it's like,
And
yeah,
first day in Libra, huh?
you know.
That's
I
what's up.
told him, I was like, look, we got the equinox today, you know what I'm saying? Tomorrow, you know, holy day, Venus, like Libra, I'm a Libra, he a Libra. I said, this is crazy. So it's not
We
crazy
got to
though.
find a better word than crazy. It don't
Right.
make no sense. It does
It,
feel crazy, but it's like I know it's divine, but it is kind of like
yeah,
it messes with your head, that kind of thing.
yeah,
Hence the word. That's why I use crazy. So yeah.
yeah.
But I'm to the point where it's just like, all right, oh again, oh okay, all right. Like I'm not trying to be jaded, but it's just like I don't even know how to react anymore. You know.
Right,
You know.
right.
So yeah.
Yeah. So
That's
I
what's
mean,
up. Boy, that was quick.
I'm just grateful,
That's what's up.
you know, and I'm just like, it's funny. The GS Cujo says something a few weeks ago. He said, "Put on the shoes and you just keep walking." And I said, "You right." I said, that is exactly what it's like. Like, show up somewhere and they just throw you an apron and a towel and tell you to get to work. Like, it is just like, go, do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what, show up. And you know what I
Yep.
mean? So I'm just
Yep.
like grateful, grateful. I can't, it's not another word. Just,
That's what's up. That's all that's needed, right?
right?
And get to work that part, you know.
Right.
So, yeah. And be on the lookout because I might have mentioned that you were pretty tight with the human design and gene keys thing.
Yeah,
Because you
I'm,
said he said, "Oh, you were straight. We just needed your paperwork." Like, oh, really?
but yeah, I mean, I'm really, that was is, and I think like when you asked me, I was like, man, we manifested generators, because that was really the goal. That I remember when I said it to you, like I just when I found it, human design and gene keys, I just felt like Moore's needed it, and like, you know, it's just like it's just a beautiful thing to see it, you know what I mean, happening like that, like with people that are, you know, receptive and, you know, studying, like, because the gene keys is crazy. Like I was reading one today, and I it's like you said that song, like how he writes is wild. Like Richard Rudd, it's like going through like different keys, just reading them. Like it's a lot,
Yeah, it's
But
tripped out how he does that. He like changing your or activating, not even changing your DNA through your eyeballs. Like what?
yeah, yeah. But
Crazy.
yeah, I'm excited to, share. You know, I think that's really like me and my 11 for 12th house North Node. Like sharing with the community everything that I learn. I just share with the community.
That's what's up. Dude, share stuff on that on the website.
Yep, yep,
Because
absolutely.
I'm really appreciating the feedback. It's like it's encouraging. Like, oh wait, I'm only talking to people interested in this stuff.
Hmm.
This is great, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
I've been peeping that. You know, I I did take your advice and start uh, a merch site, and I didn't do like a rebrand, but like I elevated it, a little bit, and like made by Sarush. I I made the link tree, but like now it's like I got like the podcast streaming. I'm only using Spotify now because I don't want to like be monitoring all the different podcast stuff. Um, so like I think like I had like 4 episodes, which is just me talking to people about like gemstones and different stuff like that. Um, I did a meditation, a 7-minute meditation. Uh, it's like an ocean and singing bowl. Um, that's streaming. The merch, the merch. I'm like all this like Reiki merch, and it's dope. It's like all I have to do is like you were saying, like just make the stuff, and it just propagates it like to the merch site. It's so dope. Um, man, I don't even know. Like, I was just doing a lot. I was doing a lot during the 77 days, but that was something that I wanted to mention. I'll send you the link. It's dope though. I'm glad I started that. Doing like Reiki mugs and stuff.
Might need to bring that up to the to Atazaz. Start
Hmm.
like how the topics, maybe put something up there like our market, you know, because Moore's got businesses.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait a minute, that podcast sound like that need to be up there because I bet some folks wondering what to do with how to get started with that stuff, and they probably need some guided meditations for real
Mm,
because
guided.
it's just too much on YouTube. So
Hmm.
you know, like a curated thing, and why
Yeah.
not start with our own people for real?
Hmm. That's like the next thing that I'm like, writing. There's scripts. A lot of people they're using scripts. So that's the thing. But like, I don't know. It's wild. Like I think that I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's like how to bring it to people without it being like I'm trying to like sell them something, you know what I'm saying? Like because like I like when I listen to them, like the ones that I've been doing, it's like a lot of like say like a chakra alignment or they have one called implant removal, which it's like a crazy deep meditation. Like, and for me, like sometimes when I meditate, like I go. a little bit like out, like I'll be like sleep, you know, and it's like suggestion and different things, sounds and things happening, and like physically be out of it for like a week after like an hour meditation. That they say like, oh yeah, you know, you drink water and journal and you know what I mean? Like it's wild. But I'm just like, man, like there I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot. Right now I have a 15-minute playlist on Spotify, a 1 hour playlist, and then the 7-minute one that I made myself. But I'm not even like talking on it. It's just the singing bowl and the ocean sounds for 7 minutes. Just something to like I don't know, ocean, because I'm ruled by the moon. Like the water sound, it helps me like focus and like meditate. So, but like I want to guide people, you know, like because there's a lot of different stuff that you can do like with guided meditations.
I'm telling you, there's a customs tab on there. That was part of our custom, you know. So
Customs,
yeah, like the topics on the website. I'm just saying share it with the Moors because it's like, well, that's a receptive audience, right?
right on.
For real. And you don't know what that might generate. Like I'm just sitting here thinking like I know Atazaz, he meditates. So
Hmm.
he might be sitting there with his daughters meditating and I'm guessing he would much rather use your what you produce
I see.
versus what some stranger would have produced, right?
I see.
No matter how good they are. For real.
I see. I see.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because
I'll
I feel like we being kind of, some Moors are kind of stingy. You know, I don't know if it's stingy or shy. I'm gonna call it stingy. You know, you keep your talent to yourself. That thing. For real.
little bit shy, and and
Yeah, cut it out.
I think like self conscious, like you know what I mean. Like music. I'm not like trained or anything like that, but like you know, things are in us. You know what I mean. And I you know, I'm all about you know what is natural to me. You know, so I don't. I have even this wonderful present that I got, you know, that I'm gonna incorporate into the next um, meditation that I do. It sounds like rain. Very cool. So I'm absolutely gonna make sure that they get that. That's that's fine.
Yeah. I'm gonna still be probably bugging you to share for real. Cause I don't know. I'm wondering if we think stuff is too easy. I think I've said this before. And it's like that was too easy or it was too fun or gauging it against somebody else. And it's just like you do know you're the most watched person on earth, right? I'm just saying. And it's like I was just talking to the Grand Sheik about this earlier. Atazaz, we were talking about how our people, what's wrong with us, right? I guess that's the summary. What's wrong with us, right? How the stuff that we see other people doing and we just accept, well, yeah, why not? They're people, they can do that. It doesn't matter who it is, but then it comes to us and we like second guess, we hesitate, that kind of
Yeah.
thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just like we went around the world setting up freaking nations, right? We taught everybody. I'm like, because I'm like, we were talking about pants, and one of the brothers was like, I don't want to wear stuff, that looks like we're copying off the Hindus. And I'm just sitting there like, I don't think we can. I think that's our stuff, and I think I can prove it. And then I was looking for something else today and came across Toby, which are Japanese, a style of Japanese pants, and they look like what the Hindus call sirwal, look just like them, right?
Mm.
And then if I look up sirwal and I find a website selling sirwal, it'll say harem pants.
Hmm.
Okay, and then sirwal is in the description.
Hmm.
I'm like, let me try this with Toby. Put in Toby. Website came up, harem pants, and Toby was in the description. So, and they look just alike. So I'm just like, nah, that's them. Everybody, that's our stuff. So I'm like, I don't think it's like, so what? It feels easy. You're God. I don't know. You
Yeah.
know, how hard should it be for God? That kind of
Yeah.
thing. If it feels like a joke, because I swear, I'll say 90%, if not 99% of the stuff I do feels like a joke, right? But it works. And everybody else takes me seriously. I can't seem to take myself seriously, but hey, whatever. I guess, let me not factor in my opinion, because
Mm.
it seems like that would just hold me back. So I'm gonna be
Wow.
pressuring more. It's like, y'all need to start being a little more showy, a little more flashy, you know. That whole thing where we had to work twice as hard to be considered half as good. I think it's now, once you declare that, once you know that you're more, it flips. You have to try half as hard to be considered twice as good,
Yeah.
right? Because it doesn't feel like wow, I didn't feel like I did anything. I really don't. But then I look at what you did. You tried to do the same thing, and it's like, okay, you know. How we play with the law. It almost feels like we're playing with the law. And it's like, yeah, why not? Have fun with it.
Yeah. That's interesting. Ah, there I am again.
That's funny.
I
I
gotta.
know. That's funny. I know a few people that hate that word. They snap. They go, "Oh, don't interest in me." All right. Yeah. What am I, a sideshow freak? Okay.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't make that up. I actually heard it's funny to say
I
that.
could see that.
So yeah. Yep. So it's like, oh, this person ain't the only one that feel that way about this word. All right. I get it. I understand it too, but it's like, okay, I see you're not the only one that got an issue with that,
Right.
that kind of thing.
Fascinating.
Right? Need to do some research into that.
Right.
Interesting. Like
Compelling.
smart, it doesn't mean what people think it means, or sophisticated, you know.
Yeah.
Being called either one of those is actually an insult, you know.
Yeah.
So you go look it up if y'all don't know what I'm talking about. Smart and sophisticated. Go look it up in an old unabridged dictionary and see what it really means. You're not gonna like it. Yep.
Nice.
Nice, right there. Yep.
Prestige.
You said
Pres-
prestige.
prestigious.
I gotta look that one up. Lady.
Yeah, lady.
What's another one? Lady ain't that bad. I like being called a lady. So yeah. Oh, let me make what's the definition you found?
For lady.
Yeah.
The first one. I mean, I always straight the online Eddie mine. mistress of a household. But then it says wife of a lord. But
The
then,
definition I found, I can't remember where. I think it's in a, what was it? It was in a really old Strong's Concordance or a really old unabridged dictionary. It's she who bakes the bread.
yeah,
So, like, I like making bread,
yeah,
not like with dough, like, you know, selling stuff. So yeah, I'll be the lady all day for real. Make
yeah,
that bread. You know, I don't like money. I like acquisition. Skip the money. I mean, for real, the money should sec whatever. For real.
facts. That's a fact. I've been saying that a lot. I'm in an acquisition phase right now.
Yup. It's kind of cool how stuff works out better when you're like not focused on the funds. Like, all right, it ain't got to be all about money. You know, look at that success. Look, I got a trophy. This trophy has two trophies on it. You know, that kind of stuff. For real. I'll take that. But yup. All right, it's getting on to an hour and a half.
Absolutely.
It's
I'm
been a nice
grateful.
chit chat.
I'm grateful. It has absolutely been wonderful.
Yeah, you've had quite a week, huh? Or quite a strong.
It has been one. I like this ending of this 52-day Saturn period that I have coming up before my solar return. I can appreciate everything
Oh, you do the
that's
cycles,
yeah,
the life cycles. That's what's
yeah.
up.
So I've been in Saturn, for a few weeks. I'm just like staying out the way. like
Smart or intelligent man, not smart. There you go.
like the same way that I came in it, like out the way.
Yup.
So I'm grateful.
All right, more. I guess I better get out of here. I got to get some people ready to do some things so I can get my life
Absolutely.
back for a few hours.
Absolutely.
So, yep.
Peace,
But I'll
Empress
see you at
Zara.
temple tomorrow. You gonna be there?
Absolutely
Of
will.
course, you're gonna be there.
Yes, I will.
That's what's up. We members of the same temple. That's cool. It's pretty cool. All
All
right,
right.
more.
Peace.
Peace.
Islam.
Islam.